Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we have yet more confirmation that the Track Trace Database Society that has been employed over the past 2+ decades is not only getting stronger, but is infiltrating law enforcement throughout the world, exposing the fact that yes, a lot of this data can be accessed even though it is no longer online. So ClearView AI is kind of in the spotlight right now, although it's not as big a story as it should be. That they have a 3 billion strong database of social media photographs that includes pictures which are private or have been deleted, its founder has revealed. So let me explain this to people. Beyond the fact of whether you ever actually posted something to social media, if you uploaded it to a cloud service of any sort, backed it up to a cloud service of any sort, whether or not that be iCloud, whether or not that be Dropbox, whether or not that be Google Drive, it is in the digital ether and more than likely at some point has not only been accessed by that company that created it, but then shared with others, including national security. But that's a whole nother, I mean, it's inadvertently already shared with national security through programs that have been around since Hepting versus AT&T was exposed in the 90s, where you had these servers that were siphoning off all information to the NSA, right? So right now, you know, The Guardian actually did a pretty good piece. AI systems claim to read emotions pose discrimination risks. Now, people are already saying that there's inherent problems with this, which there are, and then racial problems, which there are. But the most alarming problem is that this is going to be used in real time like it has in Toronto. Okay? Toronto is a large and very beautiful city. It's been a long time since I've been there. But thank God this has been exposed, because now they have to stop using this technology. Now, make no mistake, at a national and international level, this type of spying, tracking, tracing, and databasing is going nowhere. It's only going to grow. And the other thing is, outside of the government institutions, is that it is going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger amongst privatized organizations, sub-organizations. You know, Alphabet owns Google, owns YouTube, right? Well, Google and YouTube are the #1 and 2 search engines in the world, on top of having a plethora of other business models, right? They're both any frames or any streams. Restarting the YouTube stream, Periscope. Are we back on YouTube yet? Are we back on YouTube? Okay, now we're back on. Wow. Wow. Don't talk about YouTube and Google being part of the Track, Trace, and Database Society, I guess. Don't talk about facial recognition. Don't talk about offline databases. Don't talk about how this has been going on for decades. Don't talk about Hepting versus AT&T, or apparently they kick your stream off for some reason. I don't think I had any problems over on my my live stream over on Periscope. We're just going to continue on. We're going to act like that didn't happen. Is there a huge echo? Audio, no pick. Hello? Wow, just sound? Man. This is nuts. This is nuts. Well, we're going to keep on doing it. This is why I have the Rockfin, guys. Rockfin.com/Jason Burmis. Got another subscriber today. Just so you know, I'm going to put it in there. I put up a video that would have been banned from YouTube because they banned the source video of Rand Paul. And I've had this up for a couple days, but right now you can make just a free account, follow me, and then go watch that Rand Paul video that they won't allow on this on this network. It's banned. You can't have it on YouTube. So that's the type of organization we want to have, large swaths of databases based on our facial recognition, right? The CIA-owned company that helped it spy on the world. Yeah, guys, just so you know, for a very, very long time, Crypto AG, which was Switzerland based, they had all the codes and the cracks, and they were CIA. That's our intelligence services. Okay? Okay? You get it? And you got people like Hot Air and these authoritarian outlets trying to say, oh, it's not the plan to quelch free speech. What the fuck do you think is going on in China? I'm going to be doing a coronavirus video where we go in depth as to those people's rights are just being eviscerated over something that we can't verify is as deadly as they're saying. And I know people think that they're suppressing the numbers, et cetera, et cetera. It's damn convenient that you can round up and kill anyone you like right now during this mass hysteria and quarantine. Okay, so I would argue that we don't want this. We should be encouraging these lawsuits, such as the one that Facebook, I think Facebook paid out quite a bit in this one. But let's be honest, the Cambridge Analytica thing, okay, it was $550 million, all right. The Cambridge Analytica thing was really just the tip of the iceberg. We need to get down. You know what? We're gonna go into. We're doing it live. Let's type in Invisible Empire, and we've played it here before, but we're really gonna play it here right now. This subsection of Invisible Empire. Hold on, we're gonna have to get there, where you can find out about Hepting versus AT&T and how this has been going on since the 90s. Since the 90s, okay? At least on a huge level.
Administration engaged in warrantless wiretaps on American citizens. What they don't understand is that it's come out in court that all the major telecommunications companies have been secretly storing every piece of data received from our phones and our computers and handing them over to the National Security Agency.
You heard about the government secretly listening in on phone conversations without a warrant, but there is evidence that your email is also being tapped. The government has been intercepting most emails as part of its terrorist surveillance program. That program has been criticized as illegal because it's missing an important ingredient: search warrants. Several years ago, Klein says he came to suspect that AT&T had installed secret computer gear designed to spy on internet traffic at the request of the National Security Agency.
This is just a small part of the picture, as AT&T was not the only company involved and emails were not the only issue. The NSA was installing Norris Insight systems, which are capable of monitoring billions of bits of internet traffic per second. It was also able to monitor any calls traffic through its system, all websites visited, all instant messaging, and separate types of transaction records.
The secret room at AT&T contains gear which enables the government to look at every individual message on the internet and analyze exactly what people are doing. Here's another document. It mentions a company called Norris. Norris makes computer software that can swallow and analyze 10 gigabytes of information every second. That means it could go through all the information in all the books in the Library of Congress in a little over 15 minutes.
And it's got a lot more.
The documents Klein and others were able to produce were then censored by the NSA.
Bankston isn't allowed to talk about the documents in detail. The government has since had them sealed. But he says what is in there boggles the mind.
We are talking about a substantial portion of all the communications traffic in the United States.
The policies have been shielded by the Obama administration and continue to this day. Attorney General Holder has publicly stated lawsuits be thrown out of court. And after several attempts, Klein and other cases were thrown out as well. Once again citing the national security of what used to be a constitutional republic, not a massive corrupt slave state.
Living in the New World Order when it's...
Oh, and there you go. There's some Mark Dice action for you. But guys, again, this should be a huge story. We should be concerned. We should hope that ClearView AI gets sued. We should hope that people understand that every digital communication plus now is being tracked, traced, and database and analyzed. Everything you say around your smart device. Every time you go, Alexa, Siri, forget about it. And beyond that. And the algorithms are running. AI is here. This is why not only is a First Amendment really important, but a Second Amendment. Because, again, look at what's going down in China. And our digital overlords here at YouTube, I'm not saying they intentionally buffered me here, but it was sure weird that it didn't buffer on the other platform. And it's sure weird that you can't say Erica Caramello Bar's real name And that's why we have this Rockfin. Support me. It's $9.99 a month. You get 5 extra videos a week. On top of that, you get everybody else's content on there. So it's like a Netflix subscription for independent creators in free-thinking media, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and mixed martial arts. If you are or want to be more of an activist, please consider making yourself a little video on behalf of Julian Assange and sending it to the Action for Assange Network in short order so that they can put a compilation together. Just put that in the live chat for everybody. Make sure you are thumbed up and subscribe to the channel. Really no growth at all this month. Zero growth this month. Zip-a-da-doo-dah. No growth. Lost some people, but that's okay. We're going to march forward. We're going to try to get to that 40K. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, and New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are all free right here. And guys, I don't know if we're going to do it because we're about 12 to 15 hours away, depending on when I get up tomorrow morning and look this in there. But if we're $140 away, $140, and I go to DC, stream live from DC with the Action for Assange Network for a day or two next week. The kids are on spring break, so it is making it a little bit more difficult, but I'm definitely going to try to get it done. So if we make that $140 in that donation, we'll be there next week for some time. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip.